Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the night that will kick off our summer inside the Elimination Chamber. We are here in Perth, Western Australia, where months of preparation and a golden opportunity at Championship Gold may come crumbling down in an instant. Tonight, 12 superstars enter the foreboding structure with one goal in mind: win the match and secure the 1 seed for the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Meanwhile, Mitsuru looks to make waves as she takes on the newly crowned double champion Sophie for the women's Nexus belt. Noah secures his shot at the belt after his outstanding performance against Fox just a few days ago, and 2B tries to reclaim her belt away from Morag, but this time without a special guest referee to interfere. Furthermore, D.I.C.E look to stun the world and complete their blast through the ranks as they take on the Dark Hour. Akane looks to dethrone Lucina for the first time in several months, and Jin has a shot at redemption as he takes on Nekomaru in a first 2 out of 3 falls match to reclaim his belt. So it is time to lock in, because it is time for the Elimination Chamber.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Mixed NXT Championship.
And here we go, starting off our night as we always do, with the Nexus Championship matches. Introducing first, it is your challenger, Mitsuru Kirijo. And if this were any normal match, I'm sure that Kasumi would be in her corner, but no, this is a Nexus Championship match where, among several other rules, managers are not allowed ringside. This is also a one-on-one between different brands, and whoever loses this match cannot try again for the belt. But I'm pretty sure I know who the JWE universe is cheering for tonight, and I don't think it's the women not on your screen. And her opponent, she is your women's Nexus champion and your women's Eclipse Cruiserweight champion. That is small text. It is humanity's companion, Sophie. And like I said during Mitsuru's entrance, whoever loses this match, their shot, their hopes, their dreams at the Nexus belt will be dashed. That's the wrong belt, Sophie.
Introducing the challenger from Japan, Kirijo. And her opponent from the internet, the Women's Mixed NXT Champion and the Women's Hybrid Cruiserweight Champion, Sophie.
And here we go, both women ready. And here we go. Referee rings the bell, and they meet in the middle with Sophie immediately beginning with a knife head chop and just working Mitsuru in the chest with those kicks, looking for the stomp. But Mitsuru rolling out of the way, hitting a reversal, and now locking up. Slipping out to the back, turning this, wrapping up Sophie in a rear waist lock, but Sophie escaping to the back. Rear waist lock of her own. And now Mitsuru throwing her down with an arm drag. And turning that into a headlock. Pulling back. Making sure that Sophie cannot escape. Sophie trying to get back up to her feet, but Mitsuru continuing to hold on, continuing to maintain dominant position. And Sophie finally finding the escape, turning that into an arm triangle. But Mitsuru escaping quickly, turning that into a hammerlock. And already both women showing their technical prowess. And now Mitsuru just throwing Sophie down. Sophie with a reversal. Middle rope, walking the tightrope, double leg dropkick. And grabbing the wrist, stomping the back of the head. Mitsuru back up to her feet, and both women locking up yet again. Mitsuru walking Sophie back to the Western ropes. Referee having to break them up. Mitsuru back on the offense. Knife edge chops. Right crosses. Pushing Sophie down, but Sophie pushing her away. Rear waist lock into a front slam. And Sophie going for a quick pin. There's two. Mitsuru kicks out. Sophie just throwing Mitsuru by her hair. But Mitsuru back up to her feet. Immediately running into that kick. And Sophie with a slam. Trapping the arm. Stomping down on the hand. And looking for the elbow drop, and Mitsuru rolling out of the way. And now a tilt-a-whirl. Head scissor toss. And in the corner, are we already looking for the, yes, the cartwheel clothesline. 1, 2, Sophie kicks out. And now Mitsuru locking in the leg lock. Will she actually hold on? I highly doubt it, but you never quite know. And yeah, no, she releases. And now up, over the shoulder. Slamming the shoulder into her knee. And Mitsuru, high risk. Will it be a high reward? Up top, getting Sophie back up to her feet, turning around. And a moonsaulting senton. Face first, into the canvas. But Sophie finding the kick to escape. Float over neck breaker. Catching Mitsuru completely by surprise. Scrambling up top. Moonsault nobody's home. Mitsuru. Helicopter spin. And locking in. Another figure 4. Figure 8. And again, not really feeling it. Mitsuru the knife edge chops. Throwing Sophie down and just breaking the knee. Cover. 1, 2, and the belt will be changing hands. Now, I understand the strategy of working on the legs to soften them up, but did you really need to release your submissions like 2 seconds in? I understand the strategy, just not the execution.
Here is your winner, and new Women's Mixed NXT Champion, Kirijo.
And Sophie only being double champion for, what, just over 2 weeks? Mitsuru putting a quick end to that, and a pretty quick match, all things considered.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Men's Mixed NXT Championship.
And for our second Nexus Championship matchup of the evening, it is time for the men to do battle. Introducing first, it is the Blue Jay, Jayden Moon. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. Jayden Moon. Well, let's do. You know. Whatever. Jayden, a former Nexus champion. Of course, that was last year? Holding on to the belt for like a couple of months and then losing it to Raiden. Let's see if we can win it and actually hold on to the belt this time. And his opponent. He is your men's Nexus champion after defeating the Dark Lord of Destruction. It is Nier.
Introducing the challenger. From Wisconsin, weighing in at 135 pounds, Jayden. And his opponent, from the past, weighing in at 185 pounds, the men's mixed NXT champion, Nier.
And here we go, Nier handing the belt to the ref. Showing it to Jayden. And to the world. Here we go, both men ready, and here we go. Referee rings the bell in the middle with Jayden immediately beginning with a little bit of a blitz. Knee to the forehead, but Nier escaping. And now rolling Jayden through, immediately going for a cover, only getting one. And if you're new to Nexus Championship matches, the rules are basically the same. They are the same as last match, because that was also a Nexus Championship match. Jayden hitting a DDT from the top rope. Basically one-on-one, no, it's always a normal match, no managers. But the biggest gimmick, I'm forgetting the word, but the biggest gimmick is that if you lose this match, you cannot try again for the rest of the year, which is why Jayden is eligible, despite being a former Nexus champion. Why he's eligible for the belt, because the season that he was champion ended. So yeah, only one. So the further into the season you go, the less that rule actually becomes important. It's super important early on, as Jayden completely whiffing that frog splash. But if you're going for the Nexus Championship match in like November or December, you can always try again, like basically immediately. So Nier looking for a DDT and completely whiffing. And Nier reversing that into a bridging suplex, only one. Forcing the Blue Jay up to his feet. Over the shoulders, fireman's carry. And a swinging neck breaker. Here's the cover, 1, 2, no. But Nier already lining up a finisher, a kick to the chest. Shaken wing. Sit out powerbomb, 1, 2, no! Jayden kicks out. And sorry for the weird noises. I again have my window open, and people are assholes. Nier sending Jayden for Irish whip. But Jayden escaping. Bouncing off of Nier. Knife edge chop, Hurricane Rana, head to the toss. Turning Jayden around, suplex. And middle rope. Hyping himself up, Jayden slow to his feet. Nier with a diving axe handle drop. And a diving senton. Or not senton, a diving crossbody splash. Excuse me. Arm breaker, and Nier looks fully in control right now. And of course, as soon as I say that, Jayden escaping, but completely whiffing on the counterattack. And Nier back in control, heading up top. Frog splash again, as soon as I say it. Jayden looking for the hurricane or spinning heel kick. Nier gets out of the way. Jayden back on the offense, and this isn't WrestleMania, my guy. A rolling senton from Jayden. 1. Gonna have to do a lot more than that. Jayden falling fist. Rolling Nier around onto his stomach. And roundhouse enziguri. Tornado kick, or the blue typhoon kick rather. Here's the cover. 1, 2. Nier kicks out. Jayden look for the top rope drop kick. Nier seeing that coming, steps out of the way, forcing the Blue Jay up over his shoulders, and another neck breaker. And to put this one away for good, the Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm really not sure if that was a matchup of just good counter offense, or if the missed opportunities just, if Nier just had fewer missed opportunities.
Here is your winner, and still men's mixed NXT champion, Nier.
And the belt will remain in the hands of Nier. And who will be his next victim?
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the men's hybrid cruiserweight championship.
And next, introducing first, it is the leader of Ouroboros, the Offseer of Kevez, Colony 4, I think. It is Noah. And this is also a rematch of, well, just a few days ago. And Noah looking for the exact same result as last time. This time it will come with him holding the belt at the end of the night. And his opponent, representing the Phantom Thieves of Heart, he is your men's Cruiserweight champion. It's Yusuke Kitagawa. And Yusuke has a bit of a history with having a mid-season slump. But this year looks to be different. Can he actually maintain that, though?
Introducing the challenger from overseas, weighing in at 134 pounds, Noah! And his opponent from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 144 pounds, the men's hybrid cruiserweight champion, the Phantom Fox.
And here we go, Fox handing the belt over to the referee, who shows it to Noah. And the world. And here we go. Both men finishing their warm-ups. And here we go. Ref rings the bell. And Noah immediately beginning with a super kick, but Fox stepping out of the way, turning that into a pin attempt. But Noah flipping that around. Fox going for a pin. Noah going for the pin. And in all that, not even a 1 count. But if this is the match we're going to have, then, oh boy, we're in for a good one. Fox stomping down on Noah, senton to the chest. And rolling Noah around, look for the stomp, but Noah escaping. And a flying clothesline finds its mark. Fox kicking out. And Irish whip. Arm drag. And now Fox. Elbow off the springboard. And heading to the corner, heading up top. Diving knee across the chest. And rolling Noah onto his stomach. Sliding drop kick. Fox grabbing Noah by the ponytail, walking him to the northern ropes. Knife edge chop across the throat. And just working on the leg, just dislocating that knee around the middle rope, turning him around, axe handle to the spine. But Noah escaping that kick in the corner. Fox with a dodge right back. But Noah picking him up, slamming him head first into the turnbuckles. And knee to the knee, or elbow to the knee rather. And now Fox scrambling for the cover. Not even one. And a leg drop across the chest. And are we looking for the strong style knee? Yes, we are. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. And that's one way to bounce back from a disappointing showing. And right, it was a phantom leg drop. I looked away for like a half a second and I only caught the second half. Of course it was a phantom leg drop. Into the strong style knee to put this one away.
Here is your winner, and still men's hybrid cruiserweight champion, the Phantom Fox.
And the belt staying exactly where it is, just like Fox planned it. Now I'm starting to think if Friday, if that was a trap. Now I'm starting to think that Fox set a trap on Friday. And it worked.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Grand Prix Women's Universal Championship.
And next up, in this Falls Count Anywhere match, we're introducing first, representing Yorha, it is looking for revenge to be. And it's not really revenge as much as it is just trying to make right of what happened last month at Against the Odds. Trying to correct things, as it were. And her opponent, representing the Flame Bringers, she is your women's Universal Champion, the Special Inquisitor from Morag, the Flame Bringer herself, Morag Ladair.
Introducing the challenger from Valhalla, the 2B. And her opponent from the Queen City, the Grand Prix Women's Universal Champion, Morag.
And here we go, no biased referees in this match. Just one professionally trained referee and two fighters with a history. And here we go. Referee rings the bell, and to be immediately beginning with a combo into a big boot and just working on the leg. Trying to disable Morag's offense as quickly as she can. Slamming the arm into the canvas. And now 2B heading to the outside. Top rope frog splash. But Morag back up to her feet just before 2B could impact. Stepping out of the way. But Morag with the knife edge chops. Right hand slap across the face. But 2B with a jawbreaker. And now locking up. Morag walking 2B to the northwest. The referee having to break them up. Hammerlock into an arm breaker. And a sliding leg drop. Not once, but twice. To be just stomping the back of the head. And frog splash connects this time. Punt right to the stomach. To be throwing Morag over the top rope. And a hot shot knocking her off. To be lining up. Diving Hurricane Rana attempt, but Morag catching that, throwing 2B down, and now knee on knee. Morag forcing 2B back up to her feet. Trying to throw him to the steel steps. Will not go. And now Morag stomping down on the hand. Forcing 2B back up to her feet. And throwing her across the ringside. 2B catching the leg. Dragon screw into a kick to the spine. And an arm breaker, forcing Ladair back up to her feet. Morag elbowing out. Irish whip into the barricade. Knee right to the chest and the cover. Only one. Now this almost was a first 2 out of 3 falls count anywhere match, but yeah, we were a little bit worried about the outside glitch. Morag trying to walk 2B, but 2B elbowing out. Hip toss, arm breaker. And forcing her back up. Look for the clothesline, but Morag catching that spinning heel kick and Irish whip right into the referee. But a roundhouse kick right to the head. And now Morag, sleeper hold locked in. Tubi will not tap though, instead elbowing out and turning it into a pin. But Morag kicks out immediately. Work on the neck. Looking for the super kick, but Morag catching that and turning that into a suplex. And now Morag, the clotheslines, catching the kick, sweeping the leg. And the cover, 1, 2, B kicks out. And now Morag, kick to the chest, double knee curb stomp. And looking to put this one away, 2, 3. It was a good effort from 2B, but Morag was just always on the front foot.
Here is your winner, and still Grand Prix Women's Universal Champion, Morag.
And now at least this time no one can complain about any referee shenanigans. Morag reclaiming the belt fair, or retaining the belt rather, fair and square. And now for our first tag team championship match of the evening. Introducing first, it is Chie Sadanaka and Yukiko Imagi, the Twin Dragons. And the belt finally back on the line, and these two immediately jumping to the opportunity. And their opponents, they are still your women's tag team champions. It is Tifa Lockhart and Charla, the Mech Femmes.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Women's Impact Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, Akihiko Sanada and C.A. Satoru, the Lucha Dragons. And their opponents, the Women's Impact Tag Team Champions, Tia Lockhart and Sandra, the Grinders.
And here we go, Yukiko, Tifa, the first in the ring, and referee rings his bell. With Yukiko immediately with a head scissor hurricane rana toss. Stomping down on the wrist. Wrapping the arm up, and a lever pull arm breaker. And again from Yukiko. Rolling Tifa to her side, kick to the spine. And a double tag out, Charla, Chie in the ring, and Chie immediately beginning with a facebuster. Charla avoiding the grapple, avoiding the enzigiri, and sending Chie for an Irish whip, diving underneath. And a slam. Chie fighting out from the ground, though. Irish whip, and... okay, supersonic trip that Charla somehow reversed. And just working the top, or the left arm around the top rope. And again. And here we go, stomp to the ankle. Charla crossbody splash. And tagging Tifa in. Chie kicking Tifa off of her. Slamming the arm into the canvas and forcing her back up to her feet. Irish whip into the corner, tagging in Yukiko. Trip. Elbow. All out attack. And Yukiko look for the crossbody, but Tifa gets out of the way. Irish whip into the corner. Tagging in Charla. Double knees right to the spine. But now Yukiko rolling Charla up. Not even a one. Charla back up to her feet, avoiding the right hand. And rolling through. Fujiwara armbar that was somehow not a rope break. But Yukiko escapes nonetheless. Irish whip arm drag. Forcing Charla back up to her feet. And a neck breaker. Tifa back, or Chie back in, and completely whiffing on that attack. Charla chicken wing takedown, tagging Tifa back in. Elbow right between the shoulders. Tifa rolling Chie around. And just suplexing her into the turnbuckle. Here's the cover. Here comes Yukiko. And now Tifa just working on the neck. Walking around, tagging out Charla back in. And now Chie escaping to the outside. Charla to the outside. Chie back in. And now, what are we doing, guys? Facebuster, that's what we're doing. Knife edge chop. Charla with the reversal. And an armbar locking in, submission attempt. And Chie is going to tap out. Out of nowhere, Chie tapping out. And the Femmes continue their reign. But this time, not doing anything shady, just keeping it in the ring, keeping it clean, and just being opportunistic.
Here are your winners, and still Women's Impact Tag Team Champions, Sandra and
How do they do it?
the Grinders.
Month after month, how do they keep retaining? I have no idea. But it's entertaining to watch. At least it is to me. And for our next tag team matchup of the evening, introducing first. At the beginning of the year, I did not anticipate them being here, especially this early. But here we are. It is Rantaro Amami and Kokichi Oma D.I.C.E. And already getting a championship opportunity again. What a few couple of weeks they had. And their opponents. They are your men's tag team champions. It is time for the Dark Hour.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Men's Hybrid Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 237 pounds, Kobayashi Umar and Randy Amaya, the Anarchists. And their opponents at a combined weight of 274 pounds, the Men's Hybrid Tag Team Champions, Mech Tonyo Yori and Junior Ivy, the Steiner Brothers.
Here we go. Makoto, Junpei handing over the belts. Hoping to get them back at the end of this match. Kokichi. Makoto, first in the ring. And here we go. Referee rings the bell, and Kokichi immediately beginning with a double-A dropkick, sending Makoto down immediately. Stomp to the wrist, stomp to the kick to the back of the shoulders, forcing him back up to his feet, and now fireman's carry into a face buster up against the ropes, and quickly taking out Rentaro in the ring. But Makoto, kick to the chest, sliding drop kick to the side of the head, and forcing Rentaro back up to his feet. Shot right to the thigh, spinning heel kick, and a roundhouse kick, tagging in Junpei. Drop kick right to the chest, elbow to the shoulder. And slamming Junpei's head into the canvas. Elbow snap, or snap elbow drop rather. Irish whip into the corner, tagging in Kokichi. Kokichi pushing Junpei down, cover one. Junpei kicks out. Junpei creating separation. And just throwing Kokichi down. Rolling him around. And just placing the boot against the back of his neck. Outside, trying to get Kokichi back up to his feet, and a rolling thunder drop kick. Forcing Kokichi back up to his feet. Toss to the corner, tagging in Makoto. Not chain attack, all out attack. Double back by drop. Snap elbow from Makoto. Looking, Rantaro look for the tag out. Makoto preventing that. And here we go up top. Lining up. Kokichi up to his feet, but having no idea where he is. Diving shoulder tackle from Makoto. Here's the cover. Only one. But just trying to put the pressure on. Bicycle kick. And again, preventing that tag out. Good defense from Makoto. Busting Kokichi open, and now Kokichi to the outside. Going after Junpei. And now attacking Makoto. But is this really where you want to be? Throwing Makoto into the steel steps. They need to be careful. They're 6. Make that 7. Makoto elbowing out. There's 8. Just a few more seconds. Big boot. And Makoto retreating back into the ring, and that will be a count out. Kokichi trying to be cute, but backfired immensely. And honestly, good on Makoto for not throwing Kokichi into the ring. Good on him for not letting them have a second chance. He saw a free win, or at least a free defense. Took the opportunity and can you blame him?
Here are your winners, and still men's hybrid tag team champions, Nekomaru Nidai and Junior Ivy, the Steiner brothers. The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Hybrid Universal Championship.
And next, this is going to be an interesting one. Introducing first, she is your Women's Universal Champion. Have no idea why she's being introduced first, but here we are. It is the hero of... I still have no idea where Awakening takes place. I'm sorry. It is the masked swordswoman, the hero of the future, Lucina. And yes, I know Fire Emblem Awakening is really good. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. Also, I have really bad luck with... Well, I mean, I have really bad luck in general, but especially when it comes to Fire Emblem. And her opponent winning this opportunity against her match, or with her match against Maki just a few weeks ago at MayDay. It is Akane Owari.
Introducing the challenger from Oita, Japan, Akane Owari. And her opponent from Camelot, the Women's Hybrid Universal Champion, Lucina.
And here we go. Lucina, Akane, both women ready. And here we go. And again, I have no idea why this is backwards, but Lucina taking Akane down, just wrenching on the arm. And a stomp to the wrist. Stomping down, or leg drop to the arm. And now a rear waist lock. Rolling through, here's the cover. Not even one. And now basically opening this match with a trade of blows. And just trading rights, trading lefts. And Lucina putting an end to that with a drop kick. Kane in the corner, Lucina running clothesline and heading to the corner, northwest. Lining up, diving elbow, but nobody's home. But Lucina grabbing Kane from behind, again locking her up, walking her to the western ropes, setting her up, bouncing off the ropes into her elbow. And an Irish whip arm drag. And Akane already looking a little bit out of it. Lucina just bouncing her off the eastern ropes now. Irish whip. Flying forearm. And are we already at the end of this match? Side slam. Cover 1, 2. Akane kicks out. So we will continue, but is this just prolonging the inevitable? Akane back up to her feet. Clothesline. Trying to come back here, catching Lucina's kick. Sweeping the leg, so she's not down and out quite yet. Moonsault. Lucina rolls out of the way. Knife edge chop, right hands. And now over the shoulder. And an armbar. But Akane finding the escape, the neck breaker. But Lucina back on the offense immediately. Hammerlock. DDT. And lining up another finisher. But Akane turning that around. Lucina back on the offense still. Bridging suplex. Knife edge chop after scouting some things out, but Lucina, or Akane rather, rolling Lucy up, but Lucina escaping. Akane with the rollout, but Lucina flying forearm, flying elbow, setting her up, neck snap. And every time Akane looks to have an out, Lucina just has a response. And now up top. Gaining Akane back up to her feet. Diving double leg drop kick. Cover. 1, 2, 3. And I'm pretty sure I said this before, but if you talked to me, if you told me before the season started that Lucina would be the undisputed women's champion, I would ask you what drugs you're on. But here we are. Akane putting up a really strong effort. But in the end, it was not enough, and Lucina, like I said, just having an answer for everything Akane tried. Giving her no outs. Except that on the floor.
The following is a 2 out of 3 falls match and is for the Men's Impact Universal Championship.
And now for our 2 out of 3 falls match. It is time for redemption. It is time for Jin. Redemption? Okay, that was a stretch, I'm sorry. Losing the belt just a few weeks ago. Not even at a PLE. But looking to get it back and make things right here tonight. And his opponent. He is your men's Universal Champion. It is the Ultimate Coach, Nekomaru Nidai.
Introducing the challenger. From Pangea, weighing in at 254 pounds, Jayden. And his opponent, from Nagata, Japan, weighing in at 268 pounds, the men's Impact Universal Champion, Coach Nekomaru Nidai.
Here we go, belt back on the line. And both men ready, and here we go. Jin immediately beginning with a looking for the clothesline, but Nekomaru blocking that and now locking up. Remember, this is first 2 out of 3 falls, so the first fall doesn't really matter too much, just means advantage. And now a headlock from Jin. But Nekomaru with a head triangle. Rolling Jin onto his stomach. Picking him up. Deadlift powerbomb. And just stomping down on Jin. Back of the head, rolling him around, stomp to the ankle. And now heading up top. Cross body splash finds its mark. Kick to the chest. But Jin just throwing Nekomaru up over his shoulders. And a knee to the jaw. Bouncing off the ropes. Crossbody, nobody's home. And just throwing Jin down. Elbow drop. And now out onto the apron. Slamming Jin spine first into the apron. And a bit of a back and forth along the outside. Nekomaru rolling Jin around, elbow to the knee. And back into the ring. Nekomaru catching his breath before rolling Jin around, working on the ankle. Elbow drop and nobody's home. And Jin with a clothesline. Stomp to the stomach. And Jin sending Nekomaru for an Irish whip, diving underneath. Over the top, elbow. And the cover to go up 1-0. There's a 1. That's going to be it. Jin stomping down on Nekomaru. And the cover. Here's 1, here's 2. Nekomaru kicks out. And an RKO. Cover 1, 2, and Nekomaru still keeps it scoreless. Crossbody, but nobody's there. And now Nekomaru with a stunner. Cover 1, 2, Jin kicks out of the finisher. Neither man going down after big impacts. And Jin just stepping out of the way of that flying clothesline. Irish whip. Back body drop. And now, satellite DDT. Stomping down. Trapping the arm. Stomping on the hand. Now escaping up top. Splash. Jin still not going for a cover. Rolling Nekomaru around instead. And a neck snap. Jin. Another RKO. They're going to go up 1-0. And he does. Now, does Nekomaru have 2 pinfalls in him, or has Jin basically put this on ice? There's a crossbody. Jin with all of the momentum rather, and the advantage, that is true. The stomps. Are we looking for a third RKO? We might just be seeing the O. 1, 2, 3. And that's one way to reclaim your belt. Not 1, not 2, but 3 RKOs. Not even giving Nekomaru a sliver of a chance as soon as that second one hit. I mean, after that first one hit, honestly. Yeah, I mean, Nekomaru did hit a stunner after that, but after that, did Nekomaru really do anything? I don't think so. I think Jin just had that completely in the bag. Yeah, once that RKO hit, maybe not that one, but once that second RKO hit, yeah, because that was the one they kicked out of. That was the R. Into the stunner. And here was the K. And at this point, the match is over. And oh.
Here is your winner, and new Men's Impact Universal Championship.
Man, when you have a division that is basically just 2 people in it, the belt's going to be changing hands quite often. Or at least it should, more or less. And that's exactly what we're seeing between these two kind of giants? Nephilim? What's the right term? I feel like giant is not enough. Titans. Titans, of course. These 2 titans. And for our third tag team matchup of the evening, introducing your challengers. It is Pyra and Mithra. They are the double-edged blades. And an interesting little stat between these 2 teams. I think the Blades are like 4-1, 5-1, something like that against the Gestalt sisters. So heading into this, yeah, Popol and Devil have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. The matchup is pretty one-sided. And considering that we all know how the Gestalt sisters fare in tag team matches, I think we all know where this is going. And look, I'm not trying to demean Popola and Devil. I'm really not. I don't hate them either. Like, I genuinely love them, but like... I know a pattern when I see one, and this is, This is quite the pattern, and it hurts my heart. Look, I try to be more or less impartial here, but... I don't know, man.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Grand Prix Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, Muta and Puerta, the Shield. And their opponents, the Grand Prix Women's Tag Team Champions, Deborah and Hyper Damage Control.
And here we go. Devila, Popola handing the belts to the referees. To the referee, rather. And here we go. Mithra, Devila, first in the ring, and ref rings the bell to meet in the middle with Devila immediately beginning with an open palm slap and an over-the-shoulder suplex. Just mounting Mithra, driving the hand into her forehead. The open palm slap just for good measure. Back up to her feet. Irish whip. Into the corner, and tagging Popola in quickly. Immediately looking for a tag team attack. And a double shoulder tackle. Now Popola to the outside. Not running into her sister, instead a leg drop. And a very early pin attempt. There's going to be two. That's going to bring Pyra in. So it already advantage Gestalt sisters. And a leg snap. Now, the one thing that the sisters have going for them is, or the Gestalt sisters, rather, because we have two pair of twins here, they just have to not lose. The onus is on Pyra and Mithra to defeat, or to defeat them and defeat them cleanly. Mithra with a reversal. Irish jump into the corner, and taking in Pyra, looking for a chain attack. But yeah, the onus is on Pyra and Mithra to defeat the sisters via submission or pinfall. Any count out any disqualification, and the Gestalt sisters retain, so they have that advantage at least. Pyra work on the neck, throwing Popola down, elbow to the spine. And the cover, only one. Hand down and the shoulder immediately up. Avoiding the grapple. Enziguri. And a toss into the corner. Looking to tag in Devila, but Pyra elbowing out instead. And a double tag out. Mithra, Devila back in the ring. Devila avoiding the drop kick. Shotgun drop kick and the cover, or the missile drop kick rather than the cover. There's one. Mithra kicks out. And now Devila scrambling up top. Elbow drop connects to the chest. Irish whip, double leg drop kick. Popola walking Mithra to, or Devila rather, walking Mithra to the northeast corner. But Mithra escaping to the back. Neck breaker. And forcing Devila back up to her feet. Mithra taunting a little bit, but there's a belly-to-belly suplex and Popola immediately in to break up that pinfall, but advantage over to the Blade's corner. Facebuster and the cover. 1, 2. Devila kicks out. Keeping this match alive. Drop kick right between the shoulders. And tagging in Pyra. Devila and Popola in a big heap of trouble here. Leg snap. Knees to the thighs. And a kick just sending Devila back down. Heads is a Hurricane Rana. And now Pyra up top, allowing Devila to tag out. Popola in, frog splash to the spine. And now in the corner, Popola trying the scoop slam, but Pyra this time with the reversal. Arm breaker. And a kick right between the shoulders, tagging Mithra back in. And right now, just looks like the Gestalt sisters are just trying to stay alive. Belly-to-belly suplex. And looking for a finisher. Facebuster into the cover, bringing in Pyra. Advantage Gestalt sisters, but we've all seen this script before. Diving elbow drop. The jaws of victory are here. Cover using the ropes. There's 2. Mithra kicks out despite the added pressure. Snap DDT. Double tag out, and yep, I am not surprised that Popola allows Mithra to tag up Devila. Crossbody splash, forcing Pyra up to her feet. Belly-to-belly suplex just like her sister, going for the cover just like her sister. 1, 2, no. Facebuster, cover. Mithra in. Pyra kicks out. advantage again in the Gestalt sisters' corner. The ground and pound. Speaking of pounding, my heart is pounding. Avoiding or preventing that tag out. But there's a moonsault from Pyra, actually getting the tag out. And again, the Gestalt sisters just unable to prevent Pyra and Mithra from swapping places. And Mithra with a clothesline to the back of the referee. That is going to have severe ramifications later on. I can just feel it. Drop kick from Devla. Now the annoying part for the Gestalt sisters is, well, miscommunication for one, because for some reason the game just really likes to do that. But two, the referee is down, meaning that any offense cannot be capped off with a finish attempt, be it pin or submission. They just have to keep on keeping on the offense. And again, what are you doing? Use your freaking eyes. Now the referee's back up to his feet, but okay, Popola looking for the belly-to-belly suplex. Mithra the reversal. Drop kick. And here's the cover. It's going to be a slow count. And not even one. Irish whip. Now, thankfully for the Gestalt sisters, Devla did not enter the ring. I think she knew that was going to be a long count. She had plenty of faith in her sister to kick out. Mithra forcing Popola up to her feet. Irish whip into the corner. Pyra's in. The chain attack. The DDT from Pyra. The cover. And the breakup from Devla. But the Gestalt sisters back on the ropes. Popola escapes. Now she just needs to get to her corner, tag in Devla, reset. Don't try to be fancy. Don't try to be cute. There. I know, Popola, try not to be cute. Challenge impossible. Headbutt from Pyra. And a neck snap. Just working on the leg, on the knee. To the outside now. This is kind of where the Gestalt sisters want to be in an ironic way. Pyra stomping down on Devla. Referee already at 5. And now back. No, into the corner we go. There's 6. Pyra, I don't think she really knows what she wants to do. So she's back in the ring. Devla back in the ring. Not wanting to end this thing via countout. Not entirely sure if I agree. Because here comes Pyra with the guillotine. And tagging out. Mithra's in. And just throwing Devla aside. Scrambling up top, Devla having no idea where she is. And the golden spear. Popola's gonna break it up. One last gasp. Is it the breath of life, or is it the final breath before the flat line. 1, 2, 3. I'm not even disappointed. I'm not even. I'm disappointed, extremely disappointed, but I'm not even surprised. Devila Popola, you really need to work on like actual strategy. But that was more Pyra and Mithra just outlasting them. Devila, why didn't you stay along the outside? You could have survived and just held onto the belts for another couple of months, but alas, nope.
Here are your winners, and the new Grand Prix Women's Tag Team Champions, and
Well, it was not the path that I was expecting, it was not the journey I was expecting, but the destination is all the same. Your newest women's tag team champions, Pyra and Mithra.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Men's Impact Cruiserweight Championship.
And here we go. Introducing first, it is your challenger. It is Shinjiro Aragaki. And expect a big one tonight because, oh boy. No rules, no pinfalls. Only way to win is by knocking out your opponent or by forcing them to tap out, but let's be honest, we're not getting a tap out tonight. We're getting a straight up knockout. If you like slugfests, this is going to be the match for you. And his opponent, just a couple of weeks away from a full recovery after breaking his arm a few months ago, and somehow still competing. He is your men's Cruiserweight champion. Somehow, Akihiko Sanada.
Introducing the challenger from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 161 pounds, Sergio Eric Owari. And his opponent from Japan, weighing in at 173 pounds, the Men's Impact Cruiserweight Champion, Akira Shibata.
And here we go. Aki handing the belt to the referee. Showing it to Shinji. And here we go. Now, quick rundown of the underground rules. No counts, no pinfalls. Only way to win is knockout or submission, and here we go. Also, I don't think there's any disqualifications, but Akihiko immediately beginning with the shots right to the spine, turning Shinjiro around. There's a clothesline or a lariat, and immediately looking to lock in a submission, which honestly kind of smart considering that his offense has basically been diminished to nothing. Shinjiro trying to throw Akihiko off the ring, but will not go. And trying again, this time into the ring post. And submission of his own. Akihiko immediately getting out. Turning Shinjiro around. Grabbing him by the hair right across the chest. And Shinjiro with an arm breaker. No pun intended. Akihiko to the outside, back in. And just using his spine, or bending his spine over his knee. And trying to knock Shinjiro off the ring, and does. We're heading to the outside, crossbody splash. And now Shinjiro throwing Akihiko near the announcer's booth. And up over the shoulders, face first into the mat along the outside. Rolling him around. Akihiko with a reversal. And a sliding dropkick. Stomp to the wrist. And a moonsault connects. Stomping down in another submission, locked in. Holding on tightly, but Shinjiro immediately escaping. Akihiko still on the offense, throwing Shinjiro face first into the announcer's booth. But Shinjiro catching that. Akihiko creating separation, but Shinjiro with a spear. Or the shoulder tackle, rather. Another submission locked in. I was expecting this to be full-blown, just trying to slug the other's lights out, but I guess not. Knee right into the floor. Akihiko forcing Shinji back up to his feet, right into the steel steps. And Shinjiro really seems to be there, really doesn't seem to be anything he can do. Akihiko throwing him back into the ring. And a moonsault. Again, no pinfalls, no counts. And no Superman punch there as Shinjiro steps out of the way, face first into the ring post. No first blood either. Only way to win, submission or KO. Shinjiro escaping. But Akihiko elbowing out. Trying to maintain his death grip on this match, throwing Shinjiro to the outside. The bop, the bang. The stomp to the thigh. But Shinjiro trying to keep himself in this thing. Up. Over. Throwing Akihiko right into the apron. And now steel steps. Shinjiro on the offensive. Stomp to the arm. And Shinjiro. I think Akihiko might be in a smidge of danger here. But not enough for the knockout. One more go. And there we go. Akihiko putting up one hell of an effort. But unfortunately, referee calling that off. And that is going to be a TKO. And just a few weeks before Akihiko is expected to be clear, Shinjiro taking the belt away from his childhood friend. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting next couple of months. And now, for our first main event of the evening, it is the Elimination Chamber.
The rules of this match are as follows. 4 participants will be locked away in their respective pods. 2 superstars will start the match in the ring. The participants will be released into the match in random order. The only way to be eliminated is by pinfall or submission. The last superstar remaining, following the elimination, will be declared the winner. Making her way to the ring from Nagata, Japan, and Cole Charlotte.
Introducing first, she is the ultimate Aikido master, Tenko Chabashira. And next, it is the Queen of Despair, Junko Enoshima.
And her opponents, first,
And third, making her way to the ring from Monterrey, Mexico, it is the Plague Doctor, Lexibor. Getting this match after not losing, but also not winning her triple threat on Friday, just wasn't the one who was involved in the pin in either way. Fiora deciding to take the championship match against Sophie, leaving Lexi to fight in the chamber. And fourth, looking to do what she did last year. It is Kasumi Yoshizawa. Already a chamber champion. Can she make it twice? And now for our starting two. Introducing first, it is A2. And last but certainly not least, it is Maki Harukawa. And we are in for a slugfest to start this match off immediately. Maki versus A2. I wouldn't have it any other way. And here we go. Chamber walls closed. Chamber doors closed, rather. And A2 versus Maki starting us off. Maki immediately beginning with a headbutt right to the back of the head. And a stomp to the upper arm. And remember that this match is not necessarily for a championship or championship opportunity. It is for the first seed in our in our first ever King and Queen of the Ring tournament. A2 sending Maki into the corner. And not only getting the first match of the night to try to recover as much as possible in between rounds, but also getting to choose their opponent. And you might expect that, you know, they can only choose opponents within their own brand, but no. We have 5 seconds before our next contestant enters the ring. But no, they can choose anyone just so long as they're a woman. And who's it going to be? It is going to be Lexi heading into the ring next. So let's say that Kasumi does in fact win this match again. She could, in theory, face off against Mio. I don't know why she came to mind, but she could. Super kicks from Lexi. Has to be, you have to share a gender with them. So all these women have to, face off against another woman. Also, no champions. That's another stipulation. No champions. We have 3 seconds. Who's it gonna be next? Who's it gonna be? Who's the light gonna land on? Kasumi Oshizawa. Lexi forcing Maki up over the shoulders. Kasumi throwing A2 over the top rope. And now grabbing Maki from behind. Lexi trying to do the impossible and trying to make Kasumi tap out. And Kasumi immediately escaping. Maki going after A2. Throwing her into the ring post, but not really. And now headlock uppercut. Kasumi to the outside. Maki climbing the walls of the chamber. Kasumi thinking, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to do the same thing. That's a miss. Lexi missing. What are we doing? What's in the water right now? Junko's in. What was that? Like, legitimately, what was that? I have no idea. Junko just smashing the Maki's knee into the canvas. Spinning heel kick connects, and now Lexi with a bulldog from behind. Maki throwing Junko around. And Lexi, what is she looking for here? Just kind of meandering. Neck breaker, but here comes Kasumi. Maki with the ground and pound. And in 10 seconds time, Tenko's gonna join the fray. Junko rolling up Maki to no. And here we go, all 6 in the match. A2 going for the cover against Lexi. No. That's 2. Maki going for a pin attempt against Junko. There's 1, there's 2. Junko kicks out. Diving axe handle drop from Tenko. And now Maki lining up the Superman, the spear against Junko. 1, 2, 3. And the Queen of Despair is not going to be the Queen of the Chamber. Maki going after A2 now. One. As we see a close-up of Kasumi doing a stun dog millionaire because we really wanted to see Tenko taunting. Maki stomping down on the hand of A2. Honestly, I would love to see these two just go after it. Maki again trying her the walk-in heading up top, but kind of connecting, kind of not. Kasumi, Dragon Screw, as Maki goes after Tenko. These two having a little bit of history if you have ever played Danganronpa V3. Now Tenko climbing up the ropes. Lexi going after a pin, or going for a pin against Kasumi. Has anyone who's actually climbed up the chamber, has anyone actually connected? Maki with the ground and pound. Going for a cover, trying to make it 2 eliminations. There's 2. Kasumi kicks out with force. Lexi armbar, trying to make A2 tap out, but cannot. Uppercut. And Lexi, what are you doing? Nobody has a good track record of this. Crossbody connects. I stand corrected. Kasumi to the outside. Rolling out of the way. Stun dog millionaire. Or a flip, whatever. 1, 2, and Kasumi with an elimination.
Has been eliminated.
Maki with a flip. Throwing Tenko down. And now A2 throwing Maki down, going for the cover. 1, 2, Maki's not gone. And now A2 to the outside. Climbing back in, trying to catch her breath, I suppose. And now Kasumi and Tenko just watching on. Just watching this match between Tenko, or between Maki and A2. Before finally deciding to go after each other. Spinning back heel kick, elbow drop. Honestly, I don't even blame them. Crossbody kind of connects. There's only one. How did Kasumi not connect on that game? Like, I'm sorry, that was literally, like, perfect, and somehow it didn't connect. What the hell? Tenko, surprise roll-up. Kasumi kicks out, but Maki with a Superman punch against A2, trying to eliminate her. There's 2, and no. Kasumi elbowing out of Tenko's grasp. Now, I have to say, the only saving grace for Maki, or for Tenko and Kasumi, is that neither A2 nor Maki have been going after them. They have been locked in their own war this entire match. Another spear. Surely this will be the one that puts A2 away. There's 1, there's 2, and no, it will not. Kasumi trying again. Maki trying again. Kasumi actually connects on the splash this time in the background, and finally A2's gone. Which means the beast has been unleashed. Kasumi stun dog millionaire. Has she used up too much of her energy against A2? The kick out would indicate no. But Kasumi with a suplex against Tenko. A corkscrew shooting star. There's 2. Tenko again kicks out. Stomp to the thigh. And now Kasumi a little bit unlucky that Maki decided to target her. But here comes Tenko. The release suplex into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be either Kasumi Yoshizawa with her second Chamber victory, or it's going to be Tenko Chabashira. Tenko breaking the arm of Kasumi. The ground and pound. And now Tenko does have that advantage of coming in a few fighters later. I think Kasumi was the second one in. So they only had Junko in between them, but that extra, 2 minutes could be a big advantage for Tenko. But Kasumi, the suplex, 1, 2, and not quite, just a split second away from becoming a two-time Elimination Chamber champion. But Kasumi putting it all on the line here, crossbody, and again, this game just does not want these to connect. I'm sorry, that absolutely connected. What are we talking about, game? But Kasumi's back up to her feet first. And now Kasumi heading on top of the pod. How that connects? There's 1, there's 2, and Kasumi Yoshizawa is a 2-time Elimination Chamber champion and will have her shot at anyone that she chooses at the Queen of the Ring tournament. And, of course, the winner of the Queen of the Ring will have a guaranteed title shot at Summer SmackDown. Wait, did I say at the beginning of the match, if let's say Kasumi Yoshizawa, if she went, did I actually predict that? I had a 1 in 6 shot. I had a 16.7% chance. What the hell? Kasumi taking out Maki. And then taking out Tenko. And again, I promise this was not scripted. Kasumi Yoshizawa, your double chamber champion. And for our main event of the evening, it is the men's Elimination Chamber match. Introducing first, it is the bear of the TV world, Teddy.
The rules of this match are as follows. 4 participants will be locked away in their respective pods. 2 superstars will start the match in the ring. The participants will be released into the match in random order. The only way to be eliminated is by pinfall or submission. The last superstar remaining. Following the eliminations, will be declared the winner. Making his way to the ring, representing the Blue Bloods from the internet, weighing in at 126 pounds, the Bear Teddy.
And introducing next, representing Ouroboros, it is Lance.
Weighing in at 173 pounds, Lance.
And introducing third, it is Kanji Tatsumi.
And representing Imperium from Japan, weighing in at 210 pounds, Kirijo.
I think you mean it represented the Blue Bloods, but yeah. Representing the investigation squad, it is none other than Kanji Tatsumi. And last but not least for our chambered opponents, introducing the ringleader, Jayden. And now for our starting two, who have to put up the brunt of the work if they want to actually win this thing. Introducing first, he is the Eggman.
Weighing in at 300 pounds, Dr. English.
And last but certainly not least, it is none other than Ouija.
Standing at 7 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, UEG.
Now, if Waluigi or Eggman wins this thing, this is gonna be interesting. Very interesting. And here we go, ref rings the bell, and just like our last matchup, Waluigi just bouncing off of Eggman, just like our last chamber match, the stipulations of what's going to happen with the winner is basically the same. There's one, Waluigi kicks out. The winner of this match gets an opponent of their choice, or wins the first seed for the King of the Ring tournament, and as a result gets the first round opponent of their choice in the first match of the tournament to recover as much as possible. However, their opponent must be male and must not be a champion. Those are the only two rules. And who's gonna be next? It's looking like Teddy. Certainly not where he wanted to be drafted. Eggman stomping down on the hand. Teddy trying to go after the Eggman, and Eggman just picking him up, throwing him, wondering why there's a little pest bothering him. And now just throwing Teddy in the corner. And if that didn't break any ribs, I would be surprised. Trying to play catch with Waluigi. Waluigi saying, no, I'm not playing catch with a boy. And Eggman with a punch right to the spine, setting Teddy for an Irish whip, knee to the stomach. And who's gonna be next? It's gonna be nope, Lands. Excuse me. It's gonna be Lands. And with the with how we chose our participants this year, with them, everyone being from their respective singles division, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of weight offsets. Lands going for a pin against Waluigi. Waluigi kicks out, but Lands continuing the offense, headbutt, and now Lands heading up top. Eggman continuing to work on Teddy. There's two. Teddy kicks out. I think I just heard Lands die. No, Waluigi. And who's gonna be next? Who's gonna be the lucky number 6? It's gonna be Kanji, as Jaren in the ring, or in the match, immediately running after Lands, bouncing him off of Waluigi to try to create a little bit of separation. There's a neck breaker. And Eggman, are you seriously just trying to beat up a 15-year-old boy? Jaren kicking Lands off of him. Eggman split leg stomp to the stomach. And Waluigi picking up Jaren, uppercut. And now Lands having his turn with Teddy, throwing him out of the ring. And now Waluigi Spider-Man crossbody splash. And in 3 seconds time, Kanji's going to join us. There's 2. Jaren kicks out. And here comes Kanji in the ring, and we have a full house. Waluigi up top, turning around, making his way on top of a pod. And a flying crossbody against Jaren, trying to eliminate the ringleader. There's 1, there's 2. No, he will not go. And now Jaren going after Waluigi, but Waluigi with a reversal, kneeing Jaren right into the pod. And now, does he have an angle? Somehow he kind of does. And now Teddy looking to put away Eggman. Will not, but valiant effort. Teddy fighting out as Jaren tries to avoid submission, and he does. And somehow Teddy is fighting back against Eggman. Strong right hand. There's 1, there's 2, and Teddy has just eliminated Dr. Eggman. Elbow drop. I mean, we don't call him Triple Threat Teddy for nothing. There's 1, there's 2. Kanji will not go. Eggman trying to find a way to escape. He's kind of locked in on accident. There's 2. Teddy's gone. Great effort from Teddy, but unfortunately not meant to be. And here we go. Lands locking up Kanji, who will not go. And now Jaren trying to put away Waluigi. There's 2. Nope. Lands picking up Jaren, but Jaren escaping. Spinning heel kick, Waluigi with a Waplex. Jaren going for the cover against Lands, but no, only 2. Waluigi going for another pin attempt against Kanji. There's 2, and Kanji will not escape. It's going to be Waluigi, Lands, or Jaren. There's 2. No. Heads to toss from Waluigi, continuing his warpath against Jaren, but now finally going against Lands. Knee to the back of the head, but Now again focusing on the ringleader. Lands now with a bull rush. The ground and pound. Waluigi trying to protect himself. Just cannot. And now climbing up top. Nobody's home. Waluigi rolling out of the way. Lands. There's two, nearly knocking himself out. Jayden throwing Waluigi into the ring post. Are we sure we don't want to go against Lance? There we go. And now locking in, trying to make him submit. And not even close. Headbutt, but here comes Waluigi. Lands, never mind the cover. 1, 2, no. Jayden holding on by a thread. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jayden and Waluigi both want to try to get Lands out of here to continue their war. But Lands escapes. Picking up Jayden in a small package driver. Here's the cover. 1, 2. Jayden kicks out. Waluigi picking up Lands, throwing him down, and looking for the wallplex, but for some reason Jayden decided to go after Waluigi. Leg sweep and now going after Lands, throwing him in the ring. I think Jayden wants to put an end to Waluigi here and now. Climbing up top, crossbody, nobody's home. And now Lands looking at a free meal. Knee to the forehead, going after Waluigi. And Waluigi had a free wallplex that Jayden just decided to not let him go with. And now just rolling up Lands. Jayden rolling up Lands. There's 1, 2, and Lands just barely kicks out. RKO from Lands. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and Waluigi just barely kicks out. But Jayden from behind. Uppercut. Going for the finisher against Waluigi. Jawbreaker in the cover. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be either Jayden or Lands. Backpack facebuster from the ringleader. High risk, medium reward, cross. How did that not connect, game? Seriously. Jayden first back up to his feet at least. But Lands joining him. Tackling him down. Now can Lands have any better luck? No, he cannot. Jayden actually rolls out of the way this time. Lining up a finisher. Are we backpacking again? No. Cradle slam. Not going for a cover. Why are we not going for a cover? Jayden? Why are we not going for a cover? Why are we just standing here? Why are we allowing Lands back up to his feet? Guess he just wanted to do a little bit more damage, but you could have done that with like a submission or something. Anyway, here's the cover. 1, 2, no. But Jayden might honestly be in the best position here Again, how did that not connect? That clearly landed. Lands now up to his feet first. And the cover, 1, 2. Jayden kicks out. Jayden keeps this match alive. But for how much longer? Stomp to the jaw. And now back into the ring we go. Lands not joining him right away. Now he does. And Lands in full control here. The tides of battle have shifted entirely into his favor. We still have love from the Eggman Empire in the crowd. Senton connects from Lands. And now RKO inbound. And the cover, 1, 2, and Lands has punched his ticket for the King of the Ring tournament. But seriously, game, Jayden connected on those. You're just being a liar. 2K Sports lying? Wow, they would never. It's not like they built their entire business model on lying to their customers or anything. But anyway. As we watch the replays of this incredible match, I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight and hope to see you this week for what should potentially be Speed Week. Our first Speed Week of the year. Of course, on Monday for Jayromada, Wednesday for Wingcrest, and Friday for Friday Night Eclipse, as we continue to get ready for the King and Queen tournaments, or King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, which will then set up Summer SmackDown. But until then, we are signing out from Perth, Western Australia. Have a good day, mates.